left tackle situation, I just was curious how the Hance and Hudson have progressed, considering you might need one.
Yeah, you know, all those guys have worked considerably hard, you know, transitioning to that spot. And especially for a rookie like James Hudson, you know, we've given him a lot of work, not only on the left side but the right side. And he's also had work, you know, on the inside positions as well. And he's come along good, you know. And you know, he got a little work last week against the Vikings, which I thought was really positive. Anytime a young guy can get on the field, you know, it's invaluable. And I think he learned from that experience, and hopefully he can build on it as well. You know, that's our plan for him. And of course, you know, you look at a guy like Blake Hance, who's he's an interesting guy. He's smart. He's dependable. You know, he can get in all the right positions. So he can play across the board, and not many players can do that. You know, he can play the tackle position. He can play the guard position, the center position. So he's extremely versatile as an offensive lineman. Usually those guys are stuck into a two-way position, you know, but he gives us flexibility across the board, which is a real positive for us.
How difficult is it for the line as a unit when there's instability or, you know, guys in and out of the lineup at that key spot left?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's instability. It's, you know, it's cohesion. And as a coach, you're always preparing, you know, all your players to start. I always go by the mantra that there is no such thing as backups. And so if you're in the line room, you're a potential starter, and you have to prepare like a starter, practice like a starter, so that it's a seamless transition when you enter the game. And that's how I feel. You know, when those guys come in, I'm not nervous. You know, I'm really confident, you know, that they're going to play hard, they're going to play well, they know what to do. So that gives me, you know, great hope, you know, with these young guys. They want to play, they want to get out there and do their best. So, yeah, it's just a different mindset for us than maybe somebody else.
With Joel playing his 100th regular season start this week.
How about that?
And
huh?
really, I mean,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I was talking to Joe Thomas about him yesterday, and he thinks he might be the best guard in the league.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
if not one of the best. You know, he's just fun to be around, you know, because he's one of those vets that he learns every day, you know, and he's got such a great thirst for the game, and he just loves sports. You know, he's always around the game. He's following every sport around, whether it's baseball, basketball. It's good dialogue in the line room. It's good fun. But as a pro, you know, he's well prepared. He's smart. He's a great note taker. You know, he's an intense film looker. You know, he looks at film day in and day out. He comes back in with questions, and you know, the dialogue between us is interesting because he'll say, "Hey, did you look at this, coach? Did you see this guy? Did you see did you see where they put this end over me instead of on the outside in certain situations?" So the dialogue is really good, but his work ethic, you know, I've never been around one of the hardest working guards in the league. You know, he ranks right up there with some of the players that I've had in the past, you know. So from that standpoint, the work ethic, the smarts, you know, then of course the performance, you know, all ties in.
Have you seen Jed's performance slip a lot with this injury, or do you think he's still, you know, I mean,
I love the way that he's battled through. You know, he practices hard. You know, he pushes through. And when you're injured, you know, it's constant. You know, 24/7. You know, rehabbing, coming into the room. He has his ice bucket right in the room. You know, so he's continually rehabbing and addressing, you know, his injury to get better. You know, and he's made great strides. So I'm really hopeful for him. You know, that he'll be ready.
How does he do that? Does he have a timer on his phone, like when to put it in and out of the ice?
I guess he takes it out so he doesn't get frostbite.
Well, yeah, you know, but I'm just saying, like.
You know, I think he knows. You know, he's going to, whether it's a 15-minute or 20 or 25. You know, they kind of know. You know, and he does have a phone with him, so
one more
it's
thing
pretty
about
easy.
Hudson. Did he not feel like overmatched? I mean,
No,
it would be
I mean,
natural for a fourth-round pick to play in that match to kind of.
Well, I think when you go against Myles Garrett every day, you know, and Jonathan Clowney every day, it's a little bit different. You know, I think that gives you a sense of like, hey, I've seen the speed, I've seen the different changes of speed and the different moves and maneuvers that a defensive lineman can give me. So, you know, not that he's still young and he's still learning, you know, but at least has exposure to it and he's seen it, so it doesn't, you know, freak him out in the middle of a game. You know, like I haven't seen this move, I've never seen that. So he's seen the full repertoire, trust me.
So that gets you a little ready for a Bosa?
Yeah, well, Joey Bosa's a tremendous player. I mean, he's got to be one of the top, if not one of the best defensive ends, you know, in pro football. You know, he aligns everywhere. You know, they put him on both sides. They'll put him over the guard. You know, his speed, his quickness, you know, it's uncanny. I mean, he really has a knack for slipping the block and also the protection technique. But I mean, he has everything in his tool bag. You know, he's like the pitchers in these playoff games. You know, he's got the slider and he's got the heater, and you know, he's got a dramatic curveball. So he's got it all. Yeah.
So is Joel's worth magnified at all by the rotating cast of characters at left tackle this year? I mean, does that shine through, or does that really even matter?
You know what's great about Joel is that no matter who's in there, he's always communicating, he's always talking, he's always encouraging, you know. So he's a tremendous leader for us in the line room and also on our team. So it's great, you know, if we do have a different player coming in and out, he works seamlessly with who's ever in there, you know. You know, I never heard him once complain about anything, you know. Everybody loves stability, but it's not a stable league, right? Things are always changing dramatically. So he understands that aspect of play in the league. So he's always in tune to try to help and adjust to whatever he can for the player that's in there with him.